We'll start with the prayers. Om Bhadram Karneभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैः स्तुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः व्यसेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति न पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्षोररिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. We are studying Mandukya Upanishad, the Shankara Bhashyam. We are in the first chapter. We have finished the main portion of the text, which is the mantras, the 12 mantras, where we have studied the nature of Ātman. There are two sections to this Mandukya Upanishad 12 mantras. The first 7 mantras deal with Atma Vichara. The second set of 6 mantras, they deal with Omkara Vichara. 7 plus 5, 5 verses. So 7 mantras deal with Atma Vichara, 5 mantras deal with Omkara Vichara. The objective behind this Upanishad is to teach us that we are Brahma Sarupam, Turiya Sarupam. Brahman in this Upanishad is defined as Turiyam. Turiyam means the fourth pada. We all know 3 padas very well. We have waking, dream, sleep. But the 4th pada we are not aware of. The Upanishad's aim is to make us aware of this 4th pada. The unique feature about this 4th pada is it is immanent, which means it is in and through the 3 padas. That means I can become aware of my nature in the waking, in the dream, in the sleep. That is what is called as immanent attribute, feature. The second attribute is it is transcendental. It is beyond the 3 states. It is a very unique aspect in this universe. There is something which can exist without the universe. So the objective of our birth, the purpose of our birth according to the Veda is to know this Turiya. Normally, I am not aware of the Turiyam. I always think I am the body. I am born and I will be gone. But the knowledge of Mandukya Upanishad gives me immortality, amritatvam, because the knowledge itself is my swarupa. Shankaracharya, by the time you come to the 4th chapter towards the end, he makes it so clear. His commentary on this Upanishad is amazing. I mean, it leaves you without any doubt that you are this pure consciousness. The only difficulty we have is how to separate the consciousness from our body-mind complex. We have certain notions in our intellect that I am a male, I am a female, I am old, I am young, I am rich, I am poor, I am very knowledgeable, I am very dull. All these are only notions. They are all notions in the mind, and there is an adhyasa. It is an error. So coming back to Mandukya Upanishad. We have finished the Karikas and dealing with Atma Swarupa. And today we are going to start the Karikas dealing with Omkara Vichara. We have finished last week the details of Om, Amatra, Umatra, Mamatra. Amatra stands for the waking state. Umatra stands for the dream state. Mamatra stands for the sleep state. Now, the Upanishad has already given the details. Gaudapada, the great grand guru of Shankaracharya, he writes 5 verses as a commentary on this Omkara mantras, which is mantra number 8, 9, 10, and 11. So now what we are going to study is the 5 Karikas, which is Gaudapada's commentary. Shankaracharya does not write a very detailed commentary on these verses because he says, whatever I have said for the waking state, dream state, sleep state, it holds true for the amatra, umatra, mamatra. He makes a direct equation between the waking state described in the verse number 3, dream state described in verse number 4, and sleep state described in number 5 and 6. He says it is the same commentary you apply for the amatra, umatra, and mamatra. So 9, 10, 11 is the same as 3, 4, 5, 6. With this introduction, let's go to the Karika 19. He gives an introduction to this Karika, that is the style of Shankaracharya. Here he says in this topic number 204, which is an introduction. He says, I am going to give you the commentary on the 3 mantras going forward. Let's listen to this 19th Karika.
विश्वस्यात्वविवक्षायाम् आदिसामान्यमुत्कटम् मात्रा सम्प्रतिपत्तौ स्यात् आप्तिसामान्यमेव च
So Gaudapada says that Vishwa, the first pada, is to be known from the sound A in O. Tejasa is to be known by U, and Prajna is to be known by Ma. Vishwa is the waker, Tejasa is the dreamer, Prajna is the sleeper. The 3 sounds A, U, Ma, they are to be equated. That is step number 1. Step number 2 is whatever meaning we gave to Vishwa, we should give the same meaning to A. Where there were 2 meanings given to Vishwa. One is, in Sanskrit, it is called as Adhimatvam, being the first one. First among the 3 padas, therefore it is the first one. Similarly, A is the first letter out of the 3 letters O. This is one quality, one feature. Adhimatvam. The second feature is Aptihi. Aptihi means all pervading. The first pada is all pervading. All pervading means what? Vishwa means the whole cosmos is described here. Because Vishwa's experience is what? The entire cosmos. Even though he may not be able to see the distinct stars and planets and all that, he gets the knowledge of those from scriptures. So, Adhimatvam, Aktihi. Two features you should remember. That is what the Karika says. Okay, then Matra Samprati Pattau. Whatever is going to be said in 19th Karika, 20th Karika, 21st Karika is nothing but it is an equation. Samprati Pattau means equation. Equation between what and what? Equation between the matras and the padas. A matra, O matra, Ma matra. Three padas are Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna. These have to be equated. When you equate them, you should also equate the common features in the pada as well as the matra. Samanyam katam means whenever you look at the A matra, immediately you should say A matra stands for the all pervasiveness of all the letters in all the languages. Because we studied that. We said A, the sound A is the first sound made when the mouth is open. Whether you're an African, whether you are a Chinese, whether you are an American or British or you are Indian or Singaporean, ah, when you say open your mouth, the sound which comes is ah. And Vedanta says this sound ah covers all the letters and all the alphabets and all the languages, all the words which follow is all inside this ah only. That is how Veda describes the letter ah. That is what Shankaracharya is describing here in this paragraph. Vishwasya atram. When Vishwa is equated to the letter A, tada aditya samanyam. You have to make the equation of the common features between A and the first pada, which is Vishwa, the waking state. What are the two features? Tihi and Adimatvam. Atihi means vyakti, pervasiveness. The pervasiveness of Virat Ishvara. There is no place where this Virat Ishvara, the Virat Devata is not there. Wherever you see the universe, it is Virat only. Because according to the Veda, the entire universe is rising from Brahman and it is resolving in Brahman. That Brahman has got a Saguna form and Nirguna form. The Saguna form is Ishvara, which is all the three, Virat, Hiranyagarbha, and Ishvara. Okay, so that is why the Upanishad says is Aptihi, which is Vyapti, and Adimatva. Adimatva means the first one to be known is this Virat Devata or Vishwa. Vishwa means at an individual level. The individual is not separate from the cosmic level. At the cosmic level, the same individual is correspondingly called as Virat. Very simply put, I am the individual. Whatever I see in front of me is Virat. The tree is Virat, the oceans are Virat, the Panchabhutas are Virat, whatever I perceive. Okay, so that is what is said in the first Karika. Omkara Vichara can be done, primarily it should be done as Nididhyasana. Nididhyasana means I am that Amatra. Finally, what do I do in Omkara Vichara? I own up my real nature as self-awareness. This awareness does not change at any time. Balyadishu api, Dakshinamurti Stotram says, Jagridasdishu api, Swapna api. In all the three states, the consciousness, the self-awareness never changes. This is exactly what Shankaracharya says at the end of this Mandukya Upanishad also. Whatever he is trying to teach in this first chapter, he summarizes in the fourth chapter. He says, this consciousness, this awareness, the moment you get up in the morning, the awareness is there. The moment you are in the Swapna Avastha, awareness is there. Sushupti Avastha, awareness is there. But I am not aware of that awareness. When you study Mandukya Upanishad, you will become. So the Omkara Vichara, the primary objective is for Nididhyasana to own up the silence. What is the secondary? It is an upasana. It is a upaya. Upaya means it is a means. It is a means, it is an instrument to reach my Swarupa. Ma, ultimately they abide in my Swarupa, which is silence, which is amatra. Amatra means there is no matra, it is silence. So Gaudapada summarizes in the 19th mantra, Adi Samanyam and Apti Samanyam. Samanyam means nature. It is the specific nature of Vishwa. Now let's go to the 20th verse.
तैजसस्योत्वविज्ञान उत्कर्षो दृश्यते स्फुटम् उत्कर्षो दृश्यते स्फुटम् मात्रा सम्प्रतिपत्तौ स्यात् मात्रा सम्प्रतिपत्तौ स्यात् उभयत्वं तथाविधम् उभयत्वं तथाविधम्.
So now, if you have understood the 19th Karika, 20th and 21st Karika are in the same pattern. The 20th Karika deals with Taijasa, the dream state. The 21st Karika deals with the sleep state. What we have to do, we have to equate the Ukara with the second Pada, which is the dream state. The second Pada is known as what? Taijasa and Hiranyagarbha. At the individual level, it is called as Taijasa. At the cosmic level, it is called as Hiranyagarbha. Taijasa stands for what? It stands for the subtle body at the individual level. This is the second layer. It is the Karanam for the Virat. It is a Karanam for the Vishwa. So what are the two features of this? One is called as Utkarshaha. Utkarshaha means it is superior to the first Pada. Why is it superior? The first pada is karyam. It is product. What is second pada? It is the karanam for the first pada. So now we are only looking at second and first. Then when we do the makara, what happens? The second pada becomes karyam, third pada becomes kara. Now the second pada is in between, in the middle. So in Sanskrit, we call it ubhayatvam. So what are the two features? Utkarshaha, ubhayatvam. Two features of Taijasa. That is all we have to understand in this 20th Karika. So Shankaracharya explains to us that Virat comes because of Taijasa. And it is sandwiched between A and Ma. The letter U, for example, letter U, you have to twist your mouth to say U. Your tongue also is involved. U. It is in between A and Ma. Ma means how do we make the sound Ma? You try to make the sound Ma. You have to close your lips to say Ma. You try to make the sound Ah. You have to open the lips to say Ah. Now, you try to say the letter U. That means you have to twist your, it is in the middle between A and Ma. This practically. But now what does it, philosophically, what does it stand for? Utkarsha. Taijasa is superior to Vishwa because Taijasa is Karanam. Virat, Vishwa is Karyam. Drishyate Sputam. It is very clear because without the subtle body, I cannot even experience anything in this life. Subtle body is responsible for all our actions and all our perceptions in the waking state. If the mind is not there, there is no gross body. It is gone. It has got no value. That is the Utkarsha portion. Ubaya means it is in middle. It is in between Virat and the third pada, which is Ishvara. Intermediary. Ubhayatva means it is intermediary stage. Tatavidham. It is clear. Sputam. Sputam means it's clear. Purvavat sarvam. So what Shankaracharya says, he says exactly like before, which I have already commented upon. Utkarshaha has been commented upon when we discussed in the commentary of the fourth mantra of the Upanishad. You have to go back, but then here he only tells you what is the gist of that description. So what is the gist? The gist is it is in the middle and it is Utkarshaha, it is superior. Matra samprati pattau. While equating the matra and pada, samprati pattau means equating. So while equating, you should keep in mind at the back of your mind, it is the middle intermediary stage between what and what, between my sleep avastha, shuddhi avastha, and waking. Isn't it true? Always we will find the dream is somewhere in between. That is all about the 20th Karika. 21st Karika.
मकार भावे प्राज्ञस्य मकार भावे प्राज्ञस्य मानसामान्यमुत्कटम् मानसामान्यमुत्कटम् मात्रा सम्प्रतिपत्तौ तु मात्रा सम्प्रतिपत्तौ तु लयसामान्यमेव च लयसामान्यमेव च
So what is the third pada? Third pada stands for the sleep state. The sleep state is indicated by ma. See, you must remember, you want to remember your real nature, which is self-awareness, pure awareness. What is the best way to remember? You chant Om. Whenever you chant Om, if you have gone through the Mandukya Upanishad and the Karika, you will be able to connect to your awareness principle. That is the idea. Suppose you are able to meditate, you are able to understand all the three matras and the three padas clearly, as clear as possible. You only have to bring in the common elements between the pada and the matra. What are the two common elements? See, Gaudapada is extremely scientific when he comes to teaching. Step by step, he will glide you through the whole Upanishad and he will bring you to the point of awareness. That is the style of Gaudapada. Very, very scientific study. But it is a science based on the subjective element, not the objective. The scientists are studying the objective nature of the world. Here we are studying the subjective nature of the universe. The universe has got awareness as the substratum. The individual has got the awareness as the substratum. The awareness between the individual and the universe is one substratum called as Turiyam. That is what is being revealed to us. The two features of Makara or the third pada, which is Prajna. Number one, it is called as the measure. Measure means it is the mitihi. In Sanskrit, it is called as mitihi. The second feature is the layaha. That is the resolution ground for the other two states. See, the Upanishad has got a beautiful way of teaching us our Swarupam, which you don't find in 12 mantras. The Upanishad can repeat to you your Swarup. The same thing what you understand in Kato Upanishad. Same thing what you understand in Aitareya Upanishad. Same thing what you understand in Mundaka Upanishad. Same. But the style in which this Mandukya is written is amazing. And we have the fortunate uh, 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 nature of having the commentary of both two great acharyas. Gaudapada Acharya is brilliant in his teaching. I wish he could have written commentaries and we could have read commentaries on other Upanishads by Gaudapada Acharya. He's so beautiful in his writing. Very, very clear cut. So you can imagine what type of a teacher Shankaracharya's teacher, and his teacher is Gaudapada. Okay, so the second feature of prajna is layaha. Layaha means resolution ground for the entire cosmos. So whenever you go to sleep, you should not think that my sleep you should say my sleep is the similar sleep of the universe during pralaya. I have a sleep every day, 24 hours. Within 24 hours, I get my second sleep. Universe has its sleep during pralayam. Otherwise, the universe is continuously there. Okay, so that is what we are to understand in this 21st Karika. Shankaracharya says the idea that prajna is equivalent to makara is because of two reasons. Because of one is mitihi, and the second is uh, layaha. Both these points we should keep in mind when we are discussing makara. So during meditation, when we are meditating on the makara, we should keep in mind makara is a measure for akara and ukara. Makara is the laya sthanam or akara and ukara. So why is it called as a measure? It is called as a measure because the virat comes into the measure prajna, then again it comes back next day. Similarly, the dream state, it enters into prajna and again comes out of prajna. That is why it is called as measure. I have given you the example of how grains are poured into a small container and then sold in the market. 1 kilo of rice. You put it in a small container and the shopkeeper will give you this is 1 kilo. So this is how makara is defined. Layaha is aptihi sheha bhavati. That is, we have discussed in the 11th mantra of Mandukya, we discussed that prajna is the state in which it can be equated to the makara. It is a resolution ground. But in the case of universe, it is pralaya. The world goes into pralaya avastha means what? Laya avastha. The whole universe dissolves into, even the space dissolves into where? Into this Brahman only, into this Turiyam only. So Turiyam is always there. Even during Pralaya Avastha, Turiyam is there. Even during our Sushuddhi Avastha, Turiyam is there. That is how we should understand what is Turiyam. All these are being told to us for what? Distinctly, I should be able to put my waking dream and sleep state aside. I should be able to stand on Turiyam and say, I am that Turiyam. As you study Mandukya Upanishad further and further, you will understand Turiyam is a Vastu. It is a reality. It is independently existing reality. And that reality is called as Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma in Taittiriya Upanishad. In Mandukya Upanishad, it is given the title Turiyam. Na anta prajnam, na bahishprajnam, na ubhayata prajnam. It is not the waking state, not the dream state, not the sleep state, but it is a state by itself. Without that state, nothing exists. Because the waking state, the easiness of the waking state is given out by Turiyam. There is no easiness for anything in the universe because universe is made up of panchabhutas. Panchabhutas do not have easiness of their own. They do not have consciousness of their own. Turiam is the one which lends the consciousness, lends the existence to the waking dream and sleep. Try to understand this. This is how Shankaracharya wants us to understand so that you can drop your waking dream and sleep and hold on to the Turiyam as your real nature. That Turiyam is awareness. That awareness is there even in waking. Are you aware or not? Yes, I'm aware. I'm aware. of my body. I am aware of the waking state. I am aware of the universe. Awareness never changes. Awareness was there when I was 5 years old also. Nobody told me I am awareness. Everybody said I'm 5 years old only. I'm a baby. I'm a child. I'm a young. I'm a youth. I'm an old man. I am married. I am bachelor. All this is all changing. Changing conditions of the body, changing conditions of the mind, changing conditions of the punya papa, which is fructifying. But awareness is in and through all these avasthas. And it can hold on separately as by itself. This is the way I understand Turiya. When I'm standing on Turiyam, I can say I am Shantam. That Shantam is not the Manas Shantam, which is Vyavaharikam. It is Atma Shantam. When you understand there is a Shanti of Atma, it is absolute Shanti. I want you to go in the direction of Atma and realize your Atma while we are studying in this session. Atma Shanti is different from Manas Shanti. Manas Shanti is changing. Suddenly something happens outside, your Manas Shanti is gone. But Atma Shanti is always the same. So always try to hold on to your Atma Shanti. You will never be outside your focal point. At any point of time, hold on to your awareness principle and you will always be true to your nature, which is eternal, which is changeless. At any time, even when you're angry, even when you're planning, doing a lot of things in the office, you're in the middle of complex problems being solved in the office or in your family. You want to step back. Where do you step back? You step back to your own nature, which is Turiya. This is the wonder of Mandukya Upanishad. Next, 22nd mantra.
त्रिषु धामसु यस्तुल्यम् त्रिषु धामसु यस्तुल्यम् सामान्यं वेति निश्चितः सामान्यं वेति निश्चितः स पूज्यः सर्वभूतानां स पूज्यः सर्वभूतानां वन्द्यश्चैव महामुनिः वन्द्यश्चैव महामुनिः.
Yeah, Gaudapada Acharya glorifies this jnana of Turiya. He says this jnana will give you moksha, will give you liberation from all your sorrows. You give it a try. You have to understand, you have to hold on to Turiyam and say, yes, I have got rid of my sorrow. If you have got rid of your sorrow today, you will be able to hold on to the same Turiyam and get rid of sorrow tomorrow. And the day after, and the day after, because Turiyam doesn't change. Your mind and the situations outside will change, Turiyam will not change. Here, Gaudapada says, without any doubt, go through the common features of the three states and you will arrive at Turiyam. And what is the benefit of this knowledge? You will be adored by human beings. All beings will say, you know something which we all don't know. What do you know? You know the Turiyam part. You know the fourth pada. You know Brahman. You know Turiyam. Brahma Vidya is the greatest Vidya you can ever get. And you will be called as a great sage. Sage means what? You are a munihi. You are one who knows something which is unique in this world, which is eternal in this world. And you have the ability to remain as that awareness principle. Because you have gone through the commentary, you will be able to see this entire study consists of two portions. One is identification of awareness principle in your body mind complex. First part. The second part is holding on to that, remembering that is your Swarupa. Even if you don't remember, it is your Swarupa. That is what Shankaracharya says in the fourth chapter, in the 88th verse of towards the last 5-6 mantras of Mandukya Upanishad. Shankaracharya says, Turiyam is such that even if you forget Turiyam, Turiyam will not forget you because that, and you will not be able to change it because it is your nature. Consciousness is my nature. Self-awareness is my nature. And this self-awareness is Brahman awareness. Very beautiful equation Shankaracharya brings out towards the end in the fourth chapter. This self-awareness, first you have to know this self as awareness. Then what do you know? Brahman is this awareness. That means what? You are aware of Brahman all the time. You are abiding in Brahman all the time. You are abiding in Turiyam all the time. See, for people who are new to Mandukya Upanishad, what I'm saying may sound it is actually very easy. Only thing is it requires mananam and nididhyas. You have heard, I am consciousness, awareness. You've heard this. Shravanam is over. Mananam has to happen. Mananam is, yesterday somebody was asking me how to do mananam. In the Kathopanishad class, somebody was asking me yesterday. Manikandan was asking me, how to do that mananam? Mananam is, you have to independently think that I am that awareness. Constantly remind yourself, I am the awareness, I am the awareness. I am a student of Mandukya Upanishad. Mandukya Upanishad is given out by a great sage. Shankaracharya has explained it. His guru's guru has explained it. I am studying those explanations. I'm sure I will be able to understand all of that. At the end of my study, I will be able to stand separately as Turiya and declare to myself, I am free. Have that confidence. You will achieve success in your study. So, here it is a glorification of a jnani who clearly knows the similarities between the quarters of the Atma Vichara and the letters of Omkara Vichara. This is the general verse which gives you a summary of what is the phalam of knowing this Akara, Ukara, Makara with the comparative study of the meanings of these padas. This person, I mean, this is what Gaudapada Acharya says. He will be respectable. He will be adorable. He will have materialistic possessions. He will be worshipped like a jnani. And he will have the greatest spiritual wealth. See what glorification is there for this jnana. All his desires will be fulfilled. Mundaka Upanishad says this. The moment you know Turiyam, all the desires, because where do all the desires come from? From Turiyam only. Where do all they go back? Where's the fulfillment? Also in Turiya. So Karika number 22 and 23, the last two Karikas are an introduction to Amatra. The 12th mantra is called as Amatra, silence. If Upasaka practices the three dhyanams, Akara, Ukara, Makara, Dhyanam, Nishkamataya, without any desire for worldly benefits, he will get the knowledge of the fourth pada. He will get a guru. He will get the Shastra Jnanam. He will be able to do the Manam, Nididhyasnam, and ultimately he will come to the Amatra Turiya Aikya Jnanam. Aikya Jnanam is, why is it called Aikya Jnanam? Because it is Mahavakyam. It is Mahavakyam which brings out the oneness between the individual and the entire cosmos. Saha Pujyaha Bhavati, Mahamuni Bhavati. Upasaka will become a Mahamuni, Manana Shilavan Muni, contemplative person. He is a Jivan Muktaha. Pujyaha, he becomes adorable. Okay, so these are the benefits which are promised for those who understand Mandukya Upanishad clearly. So in the next Bhashyam, what Shankaracharya says, Trishu Dhamasu. Dhama means abode. The three avasthas are the abode for the experiences for a jiva. Yathokta sthane traye. Jagat swapna sushupti. Whoever knows the common features, I've given you a small Excel sheet with Akara, Ukara, Makara, the three padas. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti are the three padas. Akara, Ukara, Makara are the three alphabets, matras. What do they represent? Jagrat is equivalent, is to be equated with Akara, to be equated with Vishwa and Virat, and Apihi and Adhimatva. So for those who have understood for the last 45 minutes, you will understand this chart very easily. This chart will help you in your meditation. Simple. Aptihi Adimatvam, Utkarshaha, Ubhayatvam, Mitihi Aptihi. If you understand the six Sanskrit words, you would be able to meditate. Adimatvam means it is the first. Aptihi means Sarvajnaha. It is all pervading. Utkarshaha means it is superior. Ubhayatva means it is in the middle. Mitihi means it is a measure. Apitihi means it is the Laya Sthanam, resolution ground. So when you close your eyes, you say Akara is this, Ukara is this, Makara is this. It's a deliberate meditation which you have to do. Only when you do the meditation, you will get the benefit of knowing the Turiya. Turiyam in each para is there, but it is not visible to you. It is not known to you. Once you do the meditation, you will be aware of that awareness. Yaha nishchitam veti. Definitely go with a conviction. I will get that jnanam of Turiya. What is the conviction? Evam eva eta. That Turiyam which is clearly known to the jnani, I will come to know it as my Swarupa. Brahma vidu Brahmaiva bhavati. The one who knows Brahman becomes Brahman because that is knowledge. While living in the world, I will say I am a Brahmajnani. I'm clear. I am pure awareness. Awareness is always constant. Throughout the day, it is there. Things are changing outside. If you have been attending these talks of these Upanishads, this awareness is something you have already got it. I'm telling you, for people who have been attending regularly, you are aware of that pure consciousness. You have to get rid of other things of the body, teachers. That is what we call it as adhyasa. Shankaracharya writes a beautiful bhashyam in Brahma Sutra on adhyasa bhashyam, on adhyasa, this superimposition. Upanishad, if you remember, we have done the Mandukya Upanishad. It says what? Parikshalokan, karmichitan, brahmano, nirvedam maya. What that means what? You examine your own life of karma and raga, desires. Has it given you fulfillment or not? It has given you fulfillment for a small period of time, not eternal fulfillment, not a changeless fulfillment. Therefore, what? Search for an eternal vastu in the universe and become free from the body and mind. Body and mind are responsible for our bondage. How to get rid of this bondage? Through jnanam. What jnanam? Turiya jnanam. Through Turiya jnanam, understand I am Turiyam, I am not the body and mind. It is the only way. There is no other way to become free from our persecutions of the body. Even when you are sick, you can say, I am Turiya Ātman. Become fearless. Here and now, become fearless. Body will have problems according to the prarabdha. Let prarabdha take care of the body. I am free. So this knowledge becomes automatic whether you're old, whether you're young, whether there is Srishti, whether there is Pralayam, whether there is night, whether there is day. And who has given this knowledge? The Shastra. And how did I get this knowledge? Mananam Nidithyas. Saha Jnana Yogena Brahmavitu Bhavati. Jnana Yogena. Through Jnana Yoga, I have become knower of this Brahman. Then what happens? Jnani acts as a guru to others. When he acts as a guru to others, what happens? You become adorable. You deserve Shodashakala Puja, which we will study in Prashno Upanishad. We are going to start Prashno Upanishad at the end of the month on Saturdays. So it doesn't matter. You don't have to demand, you don't have to command this from others. You will become respectable. That is what this mantra of Gaudapada says. He who clearly knows these quarters and these letters, he is the one who becomes a sage. You can worship a jnani. This is a side point. You can go and do a namaskaram to a Swamiji from any mission, from Ramakrishna mission, Chinya mission, you do a namaskara to it. Now, you can get material goals from him, fulfillment. He gives you his blessing. You can get material goals fulfilled by him, or you can get spiritual goals fulfilled by him. Material goals will make you a bhokta. You become free from certain desires. Or mukti pradhana. You can get free from bondage. Guru Stotram, if you have if you have chanted that, if you have been introduced to that, there is one eighth mantra there. Jnana Shakti Sama Arudaha. The one who is mounted on this jnanam has the Shakti, power, to bless you. Therefore, you bow down to that guru. Very beautiful mantra. It says that bow down to your guru because he has the ability to bless because he is pure. He knows the purity of Brahman and he is living it. He is living that as his swarupa. Yam yam loka manasa sambhati. So wherever this jnani goes, his heart is always fixed on his swarupa because he is a self-realized man. Okay. So this aside point is get blessings from people who are jnanis. The next mantra, the 23rd mantra, is an introduction to the 12th mantra. The 12th mantra of the Upanishad, the last mantra. Very simple mantra. When you go through it, you will understand it is the same as the 7th mantra. What does Shankaracharya say in this introduction verse? He again repeats the same thing. Try to that the Amatra is transcending all the three letters, the sound. See, when I tell you remain in silence means what? At the end of the thing, you remain in silence. Which means what? You transcend the sound and remain in the nature of soundless substance, whatever it is called, which is nothing but Turiya. Okay, that is what Shankaracharya introduces us as. Now let us understand the 23rd Karika.
Akaro nayate vishvam. Akaro nayate vishvam. Ukaraschapi taijasam. Ukaraschapi taijasam. Makarascha punah prajñam. Makarascha punah prajñam. Namatre vidyate gatihi. Namatre vidyate gatihi.
So Gaudapada in this mantra also, he says what is the benefit of meditating on the Akara, Ukara, and Akara. I have explained to you last week that you can do a simple meditation on only Akara. If you do only Akara, what will happen to you? You will get a very good personality to handle your transactions during the waking state. You will be very clear in your thoughts. Wherever you go, people will say, what? There is some brightness in this person. There is some charm. If you meditate on the Ukara, which is Taijasa, which is the subtle body, what will happen? Your mind and intellect will be very, very sharp. And what happens if you meditate on Makara? The one who meditates on Makara, he understands that there is something beyond Makara. He will to the soundless Amatra. Beautiful, very, very nice way of motivating a seeker to do the Omkara meditation and also telling him, you will grow in spirituality. Amatra is the silence. But we have yet come to a matra. We are still in the akara, ukara, makara, trying to understand what are the benefits of doing this meditation. You have to equate what? Matra with the pada. Matra is akara, pada is vishwa. Ukara, taijasa. Makara, prajna. I'm repeating it again and again because this is what is required to understand Mandukya Upanishad. After these Karikas, Shankaracharya and Gaudapada Acharya don't talk about this meditation at all. These Karikas are over. There will be some more Karikas after the 12th mantra. Once it's on the chapter 1, and once it is over, there's no more discussion on Omkara Uchara. What he will be doing is the 7th mantra he will be discussing in very big detail in the 2nd chapter, 3rd chapter, 4th chapter. The objective of these meditations is to arrive finally at the oneness of this universe. There is something which is called as Turiya, in which there is no distinction of the waking, dream, and sleep. There is no distinction of the Sthula Shariram, Sthula Prapancha, Sukshma Shariram, Sukshma Prapancha, Karana Shariram, Karana Prapancha. There is no distinction. All have become Ekatma Pratyaya Saram. Prapancho Upashamam. The Upanishad wants us to go to that. It is attracting, it is motivating us. Yathokta Omkara Pratipadya. After knowing the connection of Omkara with the sound Om, the string and the flower. The sound is the flower, the garland, the flowers in the garland, the sound. You hear the sound when you chant Om in your own mind. The string has the value if it is connected to the flowers. Suppose there is a garland outside. String is useful as long as you have the flowers. Then only you can put the garlands inside the string and then make a beautiful garland. Flowers and string together make the garland. Similarly, understand the meaning of this akara, ukara, makara, and then you see what happens to you. You understand the Saguna Brahma Aikya Dhyanam. This Omkara Upasana is called as Saguna Brahma Aikya Dhyanam. This will lead you to Nirguna Brahman. Suppose in between you die, you don't complete the Upasana. What happens? You don't get liberation, but you get a better body when you get reborn again. So there is a lot of phalam for getting this meditation. Vishwa joins the Virat Devata, Kara Pradhana Dhyanam. Suppose you do the meditation on only Akara. That means what? You, the individual, will say, I am merging with the Virat Devata. That is the end of the first part of Omkara meditation. What about the second part? The individual merges with the total. That means Taijasa merges with the Hiranyagarbha. Then the third pada, what happens? The Prajna merges with the Antaryami Ishwar. See, these are three different levels. There are three phenomena in this cosmos. That is why in Tattvabodha itself, Shankaracharya writes about the three prapanchas and the three sharirams. See, what a brilliant mind, what a teacher he is. He wants us to teach Mandukya Upanishad. But then where does he teach? He starts with Tattva Bodha. The upasakas are taken to their respective devatas. You see, in any upasana is basically Ishvara Dhyanam. You are trying to ask yourself, who is the controller of this universe? That Ishvara is the third pada, Antaryami. But then before that, I have to reach the Virat Devata. Virat means the Stula Virat, the Stula Prapancha Devata. See, the universe is controlled by Devatas. My body is controlled by the Stula Shariram, is controlled by the Devata. What happens to the body? It grows, it's sustained. Who is the controller? Virat Devata. Similarly, my subtle body is controlled by Hiranyagarbha, which is Surya Bhagavan, represented by Surya Bhagavan. Then the Karana Shariram, my Punya Papam, are all controlled by Ishvara, Antaryami principle. Okay. So this chart here in topic number 11, it says there is one Nirguna Brahma Turiya, which is silence, which is Amata. You want to reach that. How does it appear to me today? It appears in three layers: waking, dream, and sleep. One Turiyam only, one Brahman, one Nirguna Brahman, formless, featureless. That Brahman appears as Sagunam Om. Silence represented by the sound Om. So if I want to go back to that silence, what do? I chant Om, take that as an instrument, as a means, as an upaya to understand the silence. At the individual level, the jiva has got Vishwa Taijasa Prajna. The Aikyam, the oneness happens at each level. The Vishwa in the waking state merges with the Virat. That is the Akara. Taijasa merges with the Hiranyagarbha, Ukara. Prajna merges with the Antaryami Ishvara, Makara. When all this merger has taken place, what remains is this Nirguna, which is Turiya, which is Amatram. Now you understand the importance of Turiya Mantra, Turiyam and Amatra. This 11th point number, the chart which I've given you, this is the full understanding of Mandukya Upanishad. Such a simple chart. But to understand this chart, 1066 pages have been written, and we have gone through these pages. And another second chapter, third chapter, fourth chapter is also discussing the same Nirguna Brahman silence, Amatra, Turiyam. Another 3000 pages will come, but all are trying to explain to me my Swarupam, which is awareness. The greatest benefit is all the study is when this Swarupam is understood, it gives me the greatest fulfillment in life. We have to see the vertical and horizontal connections. Jiva, Vishwa, Taijasa, Prajna is a vertical connection. Taijasa is the Karya, Vishwa is the Karana, Prajna is the Karanam, Taijasa is the Karya. Similarly, at the Prapancha level, Antaryami Ishvara is the Karanam. Hiranyagarbha and Virat are the Karyas. What about Ātma or Turiyam or Brahman or Turiyam? They are beyond Karanam and Karya. That is why it is said in the fourth chapter of the Mandukya Upanishad, Turiyam is akaranam. In its presence, things are happening, but it is not the cause. Therefore, by knowing Turiyam, I can remain free because Turiyam is free from cause and effect. In Kathopanishad, Nachiketa wanted to know what is beyond cause and effect, what is beyond past and future, what is beyond the time. Turiyam is beyond time. Turiyam is beyond cause and effect. Now you understand. One Turiyam. There is only one Turiyam. There is no two Turiyam. That is why it is called Advaitam. Suppose Upasaka gets this knowledge, Amatra Turiyam Jnanam, what will he get? He will get liberation. Nirguna Advaita Jnanam Yaha Prapnoti. Here itself, he will become free. So I have explained to you the Vishwa merges with Virat, Taijasa with Hiranyagarbha, Prajna with Ishvara. The Chaitanyam, which was enclosed in the body, Avachinya Chaitanyam, merges into all-pervading, limitless consciousness. That is the final result. Knowing the silence means what? Merging with that pure consciousness, limitless consciousness, eternal consciousness. The sharirams are merged with the total. The fourth merger is without any transformation or motion. That means my consciousness merges into the total consciousness. There is no movement. There is no transformation. It is like the space in a pot merges with the space in a room merges with the space outside. Is there any change? Is there any motion? Nothing. The pot space just comes to know I am the total space. The individual comes to know I am the awareness in this body. I am the awareness in this whole creation. So this is the gist of the 23rd mantra. The Karika portion is the same what I've explained to you so far. Okay, what I will do is I have another 5 minutes. I will see whether I can. No, I think I'll take it up next week. So this portion of the uh, Shankara Bhashyam for the 23rd mantra, I will start next week. It's a very beautiful section. So I don't want to rush it up. I will take it up in the next week. I will start with this 1070 slide and uh, we will then go to the 12th mantra. 12th mantra is a very simple explanation by Shankaracharya. He says that mantra is nothing but whatever I have explained to you about Prapancha Upashama, about Ekatma Pratyasara, Shantam Shiva. It is the same. Silence represents my real nature. It represents pure awareness. That is the sum and substance of the 12 mantras of Mandukya Upanishad. And there will be some karikas on the Amatra, which we will see later on. Okay, so today we will stop here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. There are no questions on the chat box. So if you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question.
Hari Om Shekharji.
Yeah, go ahead, Vijay.
No questions, but I think fantastic session. But I think what you gave us a very beautiful route connecting chapter 230 verse and this is how can a Dehi who is, though the pure consciousness, uh, due to insufficient jnana prapti, becomes that enclosed consciousness in the body, trapped in the body. And then once he gets the jnana prapti, and then the way towards reaching the nirguna through the saguna upasana, that is by meditating in Uma matras, and how he at each stage can get into the all-pervading, eternal, unenclosed Chaitanyam. I think that is fantastic way, in the sense how we don't have to even underestimate the Saguna Brahman. Even if you are not, yesterday you made the beautiful statement, you said, I was really contemplating on that, Shekharji. You said, Brahma Asti is
Paroksha Jnanam.
Paroksha Jnanam, and Brahma Asmi is Aparoksha Jnanam. I think that is what is actually coming in here. So, though I am still meditating in Aoma, I have conviction on the God. I have faith on the God, but I have not gone to the threshold of, I'm still knowing that Brahma Asti, but I want that liberation where I want to be, who's trapped into this enclosed consciousness. How do I liberate? I think that is one very beautiful thing which is coming through this. And one small question here is, how do you link the Auma Matra Saguna Upasana? You said that it gives you the Mukti Pradata. You get the
Correct.
Mukti that is goals. And Mukti Pradata, I understand, because you are anyway walking through this Jnana Prapti mode. Then you become the Jnananishta, and then you do the Nididhyasana, then definitely you would realize the Aparoksha Jnanam. But how does this Mukti works? Because the understanding of me itself is to become the desireless state, right? So there is no question of we wanting any bhukti. From that perspective, I have a doubt as to why are we relating at the level of Mandukya the bhukti pradata to be the Auma chanting.
Yeah, when Gaudapada and Shankaracharya writes this commentary, he keeps in mind a junior sister who is in the process. So he is desirous of liberation. So Auma are the stepping stones to reach the Amatra. The meditation on the meditation on O, the meditation on Ma, they are the three steps they are the three steps in the ladder. When you reach the top, it is called as Amatra, which is the final step. Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasnam all comes because Guru Prapti. You see, these meditations, these upasanas, they help me to get a guru. And that is why this is linked with that Guru Stotram, where it says, the Guru is responsible to take me out from this world to the transcendental Turiya. But how do I get this Guru? Through this Upasana only, I try to get this Guru who teaches me, who helps me to walk this path, to walk this spiritual path. He helps me in that journey. So the connection between meditation on Auma and getting a guru and then reaching the final step is the link as a junior student. But the moment you understand the seventh mantra, you're no longer a junior student. You have become a senior student. There is no more studentship. You have started understanding the seventh mantra as your niche. final result is only when you get convinced in your own intellect. You start getting, see what happens is, this is like how Swami Chinmayananda says, it's like a flower, a bud which is blossoming into a flower. Now, it is a very, very natural process. You don't have to do anything. Let the bud, let the mind, which is a bud today, let it flower to realize this Turiya. It will happen. How does it happen? Through the study of the Mandukya Upanishad. I mean, it's there will be no question when you come to the fourth chapter, and Shankaracharya. That's what I said initially in the talk itself. I said initially it is self-awareness, my self-awareness. That's what Shankaracharya says. He says, initially, I will first understand awareness, awareness, consciousness. I am conscious. I am conscious. This feeling of consciousness deep within you happens first. Then he says, because I have studied Mandukya Upanishad, Mandukya Upanishad says this Ātma is the same as Brahman. Then I don't say it is my self-awareness. It becomes Brahma awareness. Brahman is the highest in this world, in this entire cosmos, Brahman or Turiya. Now, through knowledge, Shankaracharya says that self-awareness becomes Brahman awareness. Pure consciousness is Brahman awareness. Awareness with the body is self-awareness. It is a slow process. Let it happen. No need to see. We are all walking the path. When it happens, you will know it, and then you will feel truly blessed. You will feel a tremendous amount of fulfillment. It is a great blessing for you from the Shastra. Nothing. It is the Shastra which blesses everybody. So I hope it's clear, Vijaya.
Yes, yeah. You have actually bestowed on all of us a Veda Ashirvachanam. Thank you very much.
See, that is what it is. Ultimately, that is what is it makes a difference to our life,
Yes,
and you will
absolutely.
know it. See, it is something which is known to a seeker. It is not something which you will think, yeah, I have to get this after my death, it is Jivan Mukti.
Yeah.
It is now, here and now. That's it. And it is possible. You see, what Shankaracharya keeps reminding us, you see, even in this 23rd Karika of Gaudapada, he says clearly, it is possible in this birth. It is possible here and now.
Yeah.
And that is what keeps all of us proceeding with the study. Let's study one by one. I forgot to mention that next week, that means not the next Saturday, the following Saturday after that, the 28th of September, I will be starting Prashno Upanishad Bhashya for the Saturday class. If you're interested, you can also join. I will be sending out a link. You can just join the Saturday. It's the same link. If you are already attending, you just come into the Zoom. You will have the same link. You can join Prashno Upanishad. I'll be doing some. There are 6 chapters there. I'll be doing 4, 5, 6 full. 1, 2, 3. I will give a summary. So another Upanishad, different style of presentation of Shankaracharya. That is starting on the 28th of September. That means both Saturday and Sunday will be Bhashyam classes.
Okay.
Okay, so it will be Bhashyam classes on both the days. And let's see how it goes.
Looking forward. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Anybody else has any other questions?
No questions, Shekharji, but just from my side, I would say it was a complete linkage. I felt the whole Mandukya Upanishad like a net, fully, you know, uh, closed all the loops. It's like, cutting all the I's and dotting the T's, as we say. I mean, dotting the I's and cutting the T's, as we say. I felt that how the A connected to the Padas and connected to Virat and Vishwa and all of that was very beautiful. And I was really lost for words as I was listening. I've got no questions, but I have to just assimilate this knowledge.
Yeah, it's the
Thank you
beauty
so
of
much.
Shankara
Yeah.
Bhashyam. You see that he's got such a clarity. See, there is no teacher.
Yeah.
When you go through the Bhashyam, you cannot miss the teaching. That is the beauty.
Mm, yeah. I like all the connections today. I mean, the way,
Good.
these karikas just put everything together. It almost felt that if you learn these karikas, you've actually understood the whole of
Yes,
Mandukya.
without the Karikas, you cannot understand the Bhashyam. You cannot understand the Upanishad at all. Suppose you just read the mantras, you
Mm,
cannot understand. You wait till
no.
you get to the fourth chapter. Fourth chapter
Mm.
is something which will tell you, okay, fine, I don't need any more classes. That's it.
I think I'm going
It-
to go all silent then.
it's you will not require anything. You would have known it, and then you see. Then what happens is you just enjoy listening. That's all. That's what happens. You say, okay, fine. I want to be connected with the shastra. I like to keep listening.
But I've got one question. When we say that when you finish say, when you do the Om Upasana or the meditation, in the Makara leads you to Turiyam, right? Because the Makara
Yes,
tells you that there is beyond Makara, and that is the Turiyam.
correct.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's someone who has to, I mean, we have to experience it, but I just wonder how that transformation actually happens. Is it like you're moving from, as Vijayaji said, from Upasana to, Nishkama Upasana? What is it? Sakama to Nishkama. Is that what happens as a result of that meditation on Om or Om Makara?
Yeah, okay. That is part of the answer. Another part of the answer is during this meditation on Makara,
Mm-hmm.
you have to remember the two features of Makara. The two features of Makara are one is the measure. So when you close your eyes, you should say the
Mm-hmm.
Makara represents the entire waking state pouring into the Makara and coming out of Makara. Entire dream state pouring into Makara, coming out of Makara. This is one part of the meditation. The second part of the meditation is Makara is the Layasthanam. For the sound A and U,
Mm-hmm.
that is the sound A merge. It merges in
Who?
mm. U also merges in
Much is,
mm. And then what happens? So then what you say in meditation? That cosmos also merges in Makara, which is Antaryami Ishwar.
yeah, but then
And
there is
stand there. Let
yeah,
remain in that resolved condition of the universe.
yeah, because I think you explained now because I understood or I was thinking that Akara because will merge into Ukara and Ukara then because Ukara is a combination of Akara, it will automatically merge into Makara. So actually, each of them individually merge into Makara. That's what I understand now. But what happens but we do have a Sushupti state, which is ignorant state, right? Because that unless you're a jnani, that becomes a ignorant state. So that is the third pada, Sushupti. So what happens to that then? I mean, how do you resolve that ignorance part? Is it through I mean, will that knowledge actually covers that sushupti and then you automatically get
Yeah,
rid of
good
that?
question. It's a good question, but there is a small knowledge which will come in the fourth chapter. In the fourth chapter, there is a beautiful section there which talks about the sleep avastha itself. What is the difference between sleep avastha and Turiya Vastu? There is a verse, I think it is 88 verse or something, which talks about what is that avastha, how to cross the avastha and realize Turiya. There is a portion in the fourth chapter. One has to go through the commentary. What your question is very valid. There has to be something which makes me shift from prajna to Turiya.
Yeah.
So Shankaracharya makes a very beautiful comparison between prajna and Turiya. He says both the states are Advaita states. Prajna also there is Advaitam. I don't have subject-object division in prajna. Advaitam also, there is no subject-object division. But what makes the difference between Vastu and Avastha? He gives a very beautiful explanation. He says, Prajna Avastha is a potential condition. From that, you will come out to waking again, either in this birth or the next birth. So, Prajna Avastha is a Nirvikalpa Avastha. It is Advaya Avastha. That is the Avastha of Sushupti, Samadhi, Maranam, and Pralaya.
Yes.
In all the four stages, it is the same Advaya Avastha. Non-dual. That means there is no duality. But what is the difference between the Vastu Turiya and this Avastha? He says, Advaita Vastu is a Turiyam. It is always changeless. It is a nature of Advaita Vastu. It is Turiyam. It is not a potential condition. As long as you know the potential condition, you are in prajna. The moment you know it is not the potential condition, but it is your own nature, which is unchanging, which is always the same. Therefore, knowing that Turiyam, which is also Advaitam, that alone gives me moksha. What Prajna knowledge does not give me moksha the way I understand. In meditation, what do you have to say? Prajna Avastha is a potential condition. Potential, it is a seed. Bija Avastha. He uses the word Bija Avastha. Bija Avastha is Prajna.
So it is almost like when you wake up and you think you're a waker, that prajna avastha is actually your ignorant avastha, or your,
Correct. The entire
and but when
waking
you
is an
wake up
ignorance.
as a
Correct.
but when you wake up as a jnani, it's almost like which side of the, how you wake up. Is it you wake up as waking world as mithya, then you're called a
Yes.
jnani. That means you have
Correct.
merged with turiyam, or jivan
Yes.
mukta.
If you
But
have
you wake
merged
up
with
as a
Turiyam,
waker, yeah.
correct. You see,
Yeah.
if you are merged with Turiyam, means what? You understand that the waking is mithya.
Is mithya.
That's all.
Yeah.
There is no change in our external world at all. We will continue. But
So it's
we
just that
understand
which
it is
bhava we
mithya,
wake up. Yeah. Yeah.
and
So
the other
yeah, I
side
think
is
I get it. Yes.
satyam.
Mm. So when we say mrityu is also Advaitam and Pralaya is also Advaitam. So we
Yes,
have got
that's correct.
four options. Yes.
These four options, Shankaracharya says in the 88th verse of out of the 100 verses, he says that. I was thinking why he didn't tell me in the mantra number 7. I was feeling how come he didn't tell me in mantra number 7 that this is the difference between Turiya Avastha and Turiya
Yeah.
Vastu and
Yeah.
Prajna
Turiya
Avastha.
because actually this karikas make you question that
Yes,
Shruti, is it avastha, and sthiti, what is it? Why do
correct.
you?
See, this
And
is the
it just tells you.
distinction. This is the clarity you get. This is what is called as Mananam and Nididhyasana.
Mm,
Nididhyasana is you have got complete clarity and you want to own that Turiyam as your nature.
mhm,
Mananam is you're still groping around
mm,
exactly what you're doing. What is this prajna? What is this Turiyam? What is this waking? I'm
mm,
still groping in
mm.
this four things. But the
No,
moment
but
I
today that
understand,
question, yeah, that question, because in the Karikas, when you talk about, the waking is discussed, the first and the second Tejas is discussed, Vishwa and Tejas is discussed, but Sushupti is not discussed. And then the Omkara, it just made me feel that how does that, that work? How does what that bridge, you know, what is that little bridge which is remaining, which we have to cross, which
because that
makes you from that
sushupti is where
yeah.
ajnanam is there, your ajnanam is gone, is burnt.
Mm,
There is
mm,
no more sleep for a jnani. He is always awake to his nature.
mm.
In Bhagavad Gita, it says, Naiva kinchit karomiti. I don't do anything. Body is doing, mind is doing. It is happening as per the law of karma. That's all.
Mm. It's
Okay.
beautiful, beautiful. It's just so fulfilling today. It felt very, very nice, Shekhaji. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, Bharat, you have said studying the Upanishad is like a worship. I really admire what you say. Uh, you want to add anything to that, Bharat?
Namaste, Shakashi.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, I was just saying that before studying Upanishads, we're taught to believe in God and pray and seek blessings, pray for others, pray for ourselves, pray for the world. But through studying Upanishads, this this jnanam, it 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 changes the worship from worship or prayers to devotion and appreciation of everything. That jnanam itself is the devotion.
Correct. The jnanam itself it becomes devotion. You're right.
It's I was comparing Mandukya Upanishad to Bhagavad Gita chapter 13 verse 2 about the knower and the knower of the field, and reading Shankaracharya's Bhashyam on that. It 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 it's amazing to see the links between what you said about the end of chapter 4 of Mandukya Upanishad, of what Shankara says, and relating that back to the commentary that he made in the Bhashyam for Bhagavad Gita, verse 2, chapter 13. This there's so many connections. I would encourage everyone to take a look.
I'm glad you brought it up because, see, Shankara Bhashyam on the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita is one of the brilliant works of his commentary. 13th
Yeah.
chapter, like I always say, is the central portion of the entire Bhagavad Gita from Brahma Jnanam point of view. So a lot of people they by heart the whole chapter because everywhere you can see the link between Upanishads and the Gita. He brings out those mantras. What Bharat is saying is very, very true. The commentary, there is a Bhashyam. Shankara Bhashyam is there. I think I have that Bhashyam in my class notes in the website. Those who are interested, they can have a look at it. Uh, I think I have some notes on that. Good. The same thing, what Vijay is also saying, same that, from how to link bhakti and the self, it happens by the study of Upanishad. slowly you understand how devotion changes into knowledge, or how knowledge changes into devotion. Bhakti Yoga and Jnana Yoga are very, very similar in nature. They are not apart. They are all together. Ultimately, it is Bhakti Yoga which leads you to Jnana Yoga.
May
Good.
I just say that to say everything is adhyasa is I feel that's not the end of it. Who's adhyasa? It's in Bhagavad Gita again that it's your glory. It's a glory of Ishvara, of Bhagavan.
Correct. See, the Adhyasa, which Shankaracharya writes in Brahma Sutra, see, basically that is purely meant for junior seekers, not for senior seekers who have come and realized the self is pure consciousness. For those who are still trying to understand the Upanishads, they have still not got full clarity from the Upanishads. This Adhyasa Bhashyam is purely meant for those minds, and he keeps those people who are still linked to the Buddhistic ideologies of Shunyatvam. During Shankaracharya's time, there was a theory of Shunyatvam. Nothing is there uh, except there's nothing. From nothing only everything comes. So he had that in his mind when he wrote the Adhyasa Bhashyam for defeating that philosophers, especially in chapter 2 of Brahma Sutra. You will see. I do plan to take Brahma Sutra maybe for this group after I finish Mandukya. I don't know. I still have to prepare notes and things like that, but we'll
Yes,
see how
please.
it works out.
I'm studying Brahma Sutra right now, so yes, please.
Yeah, so it's good, very good. Thank you. I think we have covered quite a lot today. We'll continue the session on Mandukya next week. And namaste to all of you.
Hari Om.
Hari Om.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Thank you.